What if I told you that the fate of the Golden State Warriors championship dreams could hinge on one bold move this summer? That's right, Dub Nation. This isn't just another off-season, it's a defining crossroads. As the front office draws up plans and fans debate every rumor, one priority rises above all: the future of Jonathan Kuminga. But this isn't simply a question of should Kuminga stay or go. It's about maximizing his value in a league where windows of opportunity are notoriously short. The answer, it seems, could be a sign-and-trade deal with the Brooklyn Nets, involving Cam Johnson. Tonight, let's dissect why this trade could change the entire landscape of the NBA, and why the Warriors would be wise to move quickly before the opportunity slips away. Setting the stage, the Warriors' off-season. Urgency. Golden State enters this off-season at a make-or-break moment. Fresh off a turbulent campaign that saw injuries, lineup drama, and a late-season shift thanks to the arrival of Jimmy Butler, the Warriors' core remains as formidable as ever. Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Butler are all locked in for the next 2 years. But the lingering issue remains bench production, especially with a roster growing older and more susceptible to fatigue and wear. Jonathan Kuminga, now a restricted free agent at just 22, was once pegged as the franchise's next cornerstone. Early in the season, that promise seemed real. 16.8 points per game in limited minutes, dazzling athleticism, and a sense that he might finally be reaching his star potential. But a serious ankle sprain in January halted his momentum, keeping him sidelined for months. By the time Kuminga returned, the team had not only adapted, it had evolved. Butler's arrival and the implementation of new offensive schemes meant Kuminga's skill set no longer fit seamlessly. He was benched, phased, out of the rotation, and suddenly his future in the Bay Area was riddled with question marks. Cam Johnson, the solution in waiting. While the Warriors were retooling, Cam Johnson was quietly putting together a solid campaign in Brooklyn. Johnson averaged 18.8 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 3.4 assists over 57 appearances, battling through his own injuries but playing critical minutes as the Nets' go-to forward. Johnson may lack Kuminga's electric leaping ability or upside, but his game translates to exactly what the Warriors need. A reliable scorer who can space the floor, finish on the break, and, most importantly, slot seamlessly into a veteran-led second unit. It's worth noting that Johnson was already on Warriors' radar at the trade deadline, viewed as a potential antidote to their bench-scoring woes. The Jimmy Butler deal quieted that noise, but with Kuminga now on the block, and the need for stability greater than ever, the time is right to put Johnson back in the crosshairs. Anatomy of the ideal trade. Let's break down why a Kuminga for Johnson's sign-and-trade is a win-win. For Golden State, bench stability. Johnson's skill set aligns with the Warriors' strength-in-numbers philosophy. He can offer instant offense without needing the ball in his hands. Timeline alignment. Johnson is entering the third year of a 4-year, $94.5 million contract, meaning his prime aligns perfectly with the Curry-Butler-Green window. Reliable production. With a proven NBA scorer coming off the bench, the Warriors won't be as dependent on the health or stamina of their older stars. Minimize risk. Kuminga's potential is sky-high, but his fit, especially after injury, looks shakier by the day. In trading him now for an established, healthy piece gives Golden State maximum flexibility. For Brooklyn, youth movement. The Nets are in full rebuild mode, holding the 8th pick in this year's NBA draft. Adding a 22-year-old with immense upside fits that mission perfectly. Upside play. Kuminga could blossom in Brooklyn's development system, emerging as a centerpiece of their long-term plans. Roster balance. Johnson is a valuable, marketable asset, but with a rebuild as the focus, now is the time to gain assets or emerging talents. Contracts, cap space, and team-building trades like this aren't just about player fit. They're also about the books. Kuminga is expected to command around 4 years, $120 million in restricted free agency, pricing him as a high-upside bet, but a potentially expensive risk if he doesn't pan out. Johnson's contract, while sizable, is a known variable. Golden State knows exactly what it's getting through 2027. With the luxury tax always looming, getting contract certainty and positional fit is no small consideration. For Brooklyn, With ample cap room and a desire to swing big on potential, absorbing Kuminga's next contract is both manageable and appealing. If he turns into the two-way force scouts once projected, the Nets will have hit the jackpot. Rash risks and high rewards. Every blockbuster has its critics and skeptics. Kuminga's flashes of brilliance make it scary to move on, especially if he finally realizes his potential in a new city. But for the Warriors, championship windows are all about certainty and reliability, not just upside. Johnson has proven he can shoot, score, and defend his position, all while accepting a complementary role. For Brooklyn, the reverse is true. The risk is letting go of a known commodity in Johnson for the hope that Kuminga's best days are still ahead. But if the Nets want to speed up their rebuild with high-profile young pieces to develop alongside incoming rookies, it's a risk worth taking. How this reshapes. Both franchises, in a league so focused on fit and windows, this proposed trade checks every box. Warriors increase the odds of a sustained playoff run, keep their bench productive, and stay built around their veteran. Superstars.Nets gain a possible future star, add athleticism and excitement. Signal a new era centered on development and upside. With Curry, Butler, and Draymond Green, ring chasing takes precedence over waiting for prospects to grow. For Brooklyn, meanwhile, stacking budding stars and draft picks is how you spark hope and sell tickets in a rebuilding phase. The clock is ticking. Will Golden State move fast enough? There's no time for hesitation. Delaying this move risks losing leverage or missing a perfect alignment of need, contract, and window. Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. has a rare opportunity to plug his biggest roster hole with a single strategic strike. The fan base deserves clarity and another run at glory. Your voice matters. What are your thoughts, Warriors and Nets fans? Is Cam Johnson the missing piece for Golden State's next title push? Can Kuminga blossom into a star in Brooklyn's system? Let us know in the comments below. Which side would you rather be on, and who do you think wins this trade? And if you enjoyed this in-depth look at the Warriors' big decision, smash that like button to support the channel. Your feedback keeps us going strong. Stick around for all the latest trades, signings, and NBA drama, only here where every analysis gets you closer to the court. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep the debates rolling.